Hi, I'm Adam Anderson. This is Carrie Anderson.
Hello.
We're founders of Whole Life Entrepreneurship, and we're going to do something different with this Facebook Live. We're going to try a fleeing script.
A screen flip.
That too.
A screen flip. Yeah, so we're Adam and Carrie. We are the co-founders of Whole Life Entrepreneurship.
What? Business.
The whole purpose of Whole Life Entrepreneurship is so that we can help other entrepreneurs and their families figure out how to navigate this entrepreneurial lifestyle without it destroying their lives.
Carrie, would you say we're posers? Do you think we maybe show up on camera like everything else?
Everything's super fine all the time. I don't think we're posers, but what I would like to put out into the world for the record is that we're figuring this out just like everybody else, which is why we're sharing what we've learned as we go.
Yes.
Because we've learned some things the hard way. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes. We are learning it still, and we will continue to learn it. So the idea of whole life entrepreneurship isn't, here's the game plan. Follow this and everything's great. It's, here's the continuous process that you will do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but we can give you some tips and tricks.
Yes.
On how to make things go a little bit more smoothly based on the dumpster fire that is our life.
Said with the utmost
with
respect.
The most love.
Oh.
With all the love.
Hashtag dumpster fire.
Hashtag dumpster fire.
Hashtag left. Live my best fire life.
A little backstory, really, really quickly. We've spent a lot of years with Adam running a million different companies, and I kind of was home trying to manage things, but didn't understand a lot of what was going on. Worked to get myself up to speed and wrote a book about how interesting it has been to be along on this journey with him. And so then we decided to go out and do this little venture together, this little whole life entrepreneurship thing together. So now Adam is not just my life partner, he is my business partner. So we're learning how to do a whole new thing together as we're trying to teach you guys what we already knew. So right in the middle of all this, we're making a whole new dumpster fire.
And here's where the kindling and the fuel for the fire is. I'm acting as the CEO of this company. And she is primary advocate for the people we are trying to represent. And she's also our primary content creator. So as the CEO, she's my employee. But guess what? CEO works for the board of directors. She's a board member. I'm a board member. So I'm also her employee. So if she's my employee, but I'm her employee.
So let me ask you this. Does that whole you're my employee thing fly under this roof as my husband?
It does when it is done in the right context. So an employee is not somebody you just tell whatever to do. An employee is a valuable part of your team that does its thing. But in the past, Carrie's like, I am not your employee. You can't tell me what to do. But, so where we are right now.
According to my face, she's still saying that.
So, but also, you're like, tell me what to do, where to show up, and I will get it done. But let me do what I'm gifted at. And I'm like, sweet, that's great. And also, she's saying, yeah, but I also want to know everything that's going on, but I don't want to be in the weeds. I need to know the details. And that's the business owner part of her. So the big struggle that you might have, that we are currently having, and this is a good struggle, because at the end of the struggle, you're stronger, you're better. It's the same thing as going to the gym and hating it, but the next day, actually 2 days, you really hate it. Third day, you're okay. The good news about this struggle between us figuring out these roles and how all this works is that on the other side, it's a better company and a better relationship. And one of the things we were lacking was clarity. So very, very, very difficult for her to be my employee and me to be her employee if we don't know where we're going and what we're doing. So we've spent the last 2-3 days trying to get clarity, yeah?
Trying to get clarity. And clarity comes in a multitude of ways. But here's the thing with goal setting with vision, value, goals, stuff that you're taking from your business and you're applying to your family, or you're wanting for your family and you're facilitating it through your business. Those things have to kind of gel. And if you can't figure out exactly the details of what you want before you start the process, you're gonna get lost in the weeds. And that's what's happened to us in the last few months. So we're building a company. We didn't know exactly what we're doing. We're kind of building an industry out of nothing. So what we're doing is we're taking some spaghetti, we're throwing it up against the wall, we're seeing what sticks. Okay, well now we've gotten some traction. We get some traction, we get some footing, that's cool, but now we've got a lot of spaghetti that's sticking to the walls. So now what do? We can't deal with all of this that's in front of us. It's time for us to go from what I call working on a 6-lane highway to working on a 2-lane highway. So here's where we have some headbutting, because some growth, from some opportunities for growth.
When we combine these two things that Carrie's about to talk about, and we do it in the right way, it's explosive and wonderful, and it's the power that gets us going. And if it's not, and we turn our energy on each other, pew, 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 then it's difficult.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that all of this is easy, that all of this is comfortable, that in just the last 3 days that there haven't been tears. He was pitiful. He was absolutely pitiful. So here's the thing, like, you gotta kind of get your hands in there and get messy and talk about the stuff that you don't want to talk about. How did we do that? Because we've spent years of applying our own methodology to our lives, of applying the family business meeting to our lives so that we have this sort of safe environment to have a hard conversation.
Yeah.
We had a really hard conversation and it sucked. It's still sucking, honestly. We're still working through it, but it gave us the foothold to be able to work through something. Now, the something that we're working through is Adam likes to spin a lot of plates at once. He doesn't finish things. He starts something really cool and then he moves on to the next cool thing. He's like, Bertie.
I'm like, you catch this, do that.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a month.
I get so bogged in down into the details sometimes that I don't make progress, and I'm like, everything's a barrier to me. So we work well together because he's the pusher and I'm the puller, and he's the pusher and I'm the puller. So what we've realized that we've really been lacking with our goals of the company, since really coming clear on what it is we want to do, where we want to go with it, is the accuracy, the clarity around all of it. And so we wanted to share with you guys what we've been doing.
Yes.
You want to start with the tree trunk thing? I think that's what makes the most sense.
Sure. Okay, we can do the tree trunk thing.
Here's how we got our clarity, guys.
Well, let's just start.
We're using certain systems,
Okay, well,
business processes.
here's how we first started. I wrote a traditional business plan that is 21 pages with accurate all the things, right? And the problem is that in a startup, you will spend all that time writing everything down, but then Hi, Hannah. Then you learn new things and you don't update the plan. And no one reads the plan. I mean, it's very valuable to write the plan down.
I read the plan.
No one read the damn plan. It's fine. Maybe Chelsea read the plan. That's fine.
Okay.
But, so we needed different tools. And in startup land, you need visual stuff. And so what we do is we use a combination of 4 real things. The first one is the family business meeting. And that makes sure we're talking about what we need to talk about. The second is there are 8 to 10 key business systems that you have to look at. And we rate ourselves from 1 to 0. We're adopting Rachel Hollis's tree trunk thing that we're going to explain in just a second. Then we're using something called a lean business canvas. That is how do you go through and write down all the different hypotheses with sticky notes on a board, and you can switch them out. Better than a business plan at the beginning when you have no idea what you're doing.
At least you can see all the parts. You don't have to sit there and read 22 pages of document.
21 pages of well-turned phrases and fancy numbers. And then the third thing is we have been struggling with project management. who is working on what are they doing, how are they doing it. We've tried.
Does anybody else struggle with project management?
We've tried Trello. We've been throwing software at it. And now we don't look at the software and do anything. So we've got something called a Kanban
Poor
board.
Trello boards have not been
Yes.
looked at.
So we have a new way of doing this stuff, and so you're about to get shaky cammed.
Yeah, we're gonna try and turn around this little camera and see if we can kind of give you an overview.
Oh, that happened.
Oh yeah, don't take it out.
No, I have to take it out.
Why?
How
Just
else
pick up the whole thing.
Oh, look at what. See,
I'm a smart cookie. I've been.
man, she's.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
All right, this thing here. You have. I drew this on the board. It took a long time. Each one of these things, that's leadership, me, product service, customer experience, branding, marketing, sales, finance, system and processes, and your people, you rate yourself 1 to 10. And right now, we're probably about a 3 on some of these, a 2 on some of these, and a 7 on a few of these. And what you do...
But the idea is that you want all these spokes to be kind of level.
Yep.
Because imagine this was a wheel. Rachel Hollis says that if any of these are less in the little diamonds, then you're going to blow your tire. And that's our friend Jake. We'll talk about him later.
He's cool. Do one thing. Do the thing that matters. Oh, what's up, Micah? Oh, long time no see, girl. And so then if you take all those 9 business systems and you see, how do you organize all that? This is called...
It looks like a hot mess, but
it is not a hot
lot
mess.
of sense.
This is called the Lean Canvas. So those 9 business systems, you have assumptions about all of them. And so you have to take what's here, which is our assumptions. Who is our customer for customer segment? What's our value prop? What do we do? What are the key activities, resources, and partners we need? Our costs, our revenue, how do we deliver our product, and what kind of experience are we making for our customers? And we've put down all of our stuff, right? And what you do is you have these hypotheses, and then every day or every week you have a meeting. And you write down on the thing, hey, over here, these are the things we're going to work on each month. And so you can take some sticky notes off. We're going to run these tests. What are we going to do this week? And you're only allowed in this in progress to work 1 or 2 things.
Like this is capped at 3 things. I
Yep.
think, right?
Yep. 1 per
And
employee.
you can't move anything from these guys over until certain things are complete.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason behind that is the issue that we have been having, where we get so many things going at once,
Yes.
nothing gets done with excellence.
And so here's the example. We have done this coaching methodology thing where we're going to teach WLE to coaches so they can go and teach the thing. But then we had an opportunity over here to go to New York and do this big C-suite council thing. And we can take lessons here, move them there. But the problem is everybody was working on this all November, and I, in the middle of it all, switched over here. And now all this work is left undone. Thousands of dollars spent, left undone.
And not for the wrong reasons. It will be used eventually.
Hey, let's sit back down. I'll flippity thing
I
back.
wanted to show people this one more thing.
Well, you bring it around here.
Here's our spaghetti. Guys, if you've ever done a startup, it ain't like this.
No.
It's like this. This is what this dumpster fire looks like, okay?
I do hope you're saying dumpster fire in
the most loving way.
Are you, though?
In the most loving and affectionate way. Because, I mean, how much are we learning about ourselves? Now, here's the thing. We're trying to do this on top of being partners with each other in real life. So it's not like we're business partners who can go on about their daily lives. I still have to work with him. I still have to sleep with him. I still have to parent with him. So it makes things a little complicated if we have any kind of pushback with each other. So it certainly does cause its own set of issues. But I really believe that the reason that we're able to get to things like this, where we're able to position ourselves, because let's admit it, let's just go ahead and admit it.
I admit it.
Your first and most successful company had some flaws.
And I was the problem.
And he wasn't always the problem, but in business life, guess who's the problem? It's always the owner. whether it's your fault or not, it doesn't matter. It's still your problem, and you're
Yep.
still responsible for the results.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, yes, we were having this issue. Yes, we get our feelings hurt. Yes, we still have this relationship that we have to nurture. But at the end of the day, we have got to take the time to carefully, with love and intention, talk about these things so that we can come up with a plan that we can apply to the business and fix some of the mess that happened in our previous company and do it better this time. This is an opportunity to do it and do it well, to do it with excellence, and to do it without killing each other. That'd be cool.
So cool. Yeah.
He was a mess, guys. He was an absolute mess.
I did a boo-boo, and I really hurt my wife, and that's not cool. It's not cool, guys. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you can happen to people, and it takes a lot of intentionality and planning to not happen to people. So make sure you do that.
And I think as well that it takes a lot of intentionality and thinking and processing to not always 100% react, but to absorb what the other person is saying and think that maybe they could be in some ways be right. Whether they did it poorly or not, it's an opportunity for you to get better and to do better. It's not always an attack on your person. And that's a level of adulting that I never meant to get to, but yet here we are.
But that's the thing. The life you and I have set up for ourselves is one challenge after another to keep upping our game. There is a reality out there where we just didn't up our game, and we stayed fairly happy, and we went on a couple vacations a year, and that's where we were. But we became mission driven. We believe that this lifestyle is difficult if not managed correctly.
We also believe that it's super worthwhile.
So we think that the mission is valuable enough for us to go through the growing pains that we're going to ask other people to go through too.
Yeah. So, we're never going to sugarcoat it. We're never going to lie to you and tell you that this is super, super easy.
Well, we will lie to Wes Jordan. Hands down, we'll lie all over the place. We will tell Wes this is a layup, and that you should just try everything.
This is like
immediately.
nothing compared to being a ranger.
No. You just try whatever you want, Wes, and spend all the money. That's what we're going to tell Wes Jordan.
Well, I think we can start wrapping up for today. You think?
Like
anything else that you wanted to add to the other systems that
Okay.
in our area,
yeah.
in our areas of we had our 10 areas that we talked about. People, systems, finances, sales, marketing, branding, customer experience, you, and leadership.
Yes.
And all of those things, we're starting to list. Here is the kind of business system we're going to use for this. Here's how we're going to get to a 10 in all areas.
Yes, and so we have... Oh, by the way, those are 10 pizza slices of this tree trunk. Mm-hmm. We are asking you to add one more, which is the family slice. And that family slice is... Oh, Hannah says, nope, Wes cannot. That family slice, the system that supports that is whole life entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
For finances, we are going to be following Profit First. For systems and processes, we're doing Lean Canvas, Kanban, Scrum meetings, and following Clockwork, which is an awful lot like Traction or EOS. Mm-hmm. For people, we're using the Ideal Team Player. For Hungry, Humble, and Smart, we're using Conscious Leadership for our leadership system, and we're using the Legendary program for sales, marketing, and branding.
Right.
We are still missing systems for personal improvement. We're missing systems for product, service, experience creation.
Experiential things.
We're missing a system on how to guarantee the best experience for the people we're trying to help.
Right.
If you have suggestions.
Or if you have questions. If you have questions about the exact business systems.
How to apply them.
Adam has a wealth of knowledge. I mean, half that stuff he gets from YouTube, or he can recommend the book, or that's what I'm saying. If you want more details, we can point you in the right direction. If you want the details of all of those things. Some of our Rise friends, I'm sure, know some of these words. Some of our DC friends may know some of these books, and jargon.
Yep.
But if you don't, ask us. Send us a message.
Yeah, and we'll happily run through it, and that might even be a webinar series that we rock out there. Is what are the business system we use? How do we use them? What's good and what's bad about them?
Yeah, and we're especially interested in seeing what happens when we add in that 11th component, which is how are we rocking the family world alongside all this?
I'm probably not going to add that pizza. I'm going to just replace you with WLE, because part of WLE is you, your family, and your business.
Yeah, it's kind of all inclusive.
And those 10 pizza slices look really good.
They're so nice.
Adding an 11th would just make it look
sloppy.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
So we either got to find 2 new slices or just shove it into one.
Okay. All right, guys. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. It's December, so there's that. We have our tree sitting in our living room right now. Our little angels may have started decorating that, so we're going to go in there and help them. But we hope you have a great rest of your week. If you want more information, WLEmission.com.
That's right. And by the way, if you're in our area, there's a giant inflatable corgi on the front porch.
That's ours.
Come take a look.
Bye, guys.